Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to learn how to Dockerize a Python Flask application. So let's start implementing it. Okay, now we need to clone this repository. I have created a sample Flask application and hello world application using which has an app.py and requirements.txt. In which only there is a Flask requirement and app.py a simple hello world program and a Dockerfile in which we have created all the instructions in the Dockerfile. Actually, what does a Dockerfile do? It passes all the instructions step by step to create a Docker image. So the Docker image can be used for creating a Docker container. Let's start implementing it. Let's copy the URL and we'll clone this URL into our working environment. This is a Killer Coda free learning platform. Yeah, we will clone the URL first. You can see it is as it is a public image. You can also try it in our local environment for learning. As it is for demo purpose, I have created the simplest form of Flask application. But whatever the directory is, just some file locations will be changed. You can see our application is app.py requirement.txt. You can see the Docker file. Yeah. What it is doing, just taking a simple Python 3 base image, which is a lightweight image used for creating images. It is an official Python image. It then gets sending a working directory. It is creating a directory so that all our application code and etc. can be created in the directory. Then it is copying the requirements.txt in which we have the dependencies. You can keep your application dependencies in requirement.txt. Then it is installing the installing the dependencies using the requirement.txt file. Then it is copying the entire code, source code, using copy command. Then it is telling in which application our application is running. Usually Flask application runs on 5000. The command, this tells that whenever the Docker image is executed, the Python app.py command will start the Flask application. So whatever the starting commands to whatever the command which start the application will be given in the cmd command. Yeah, Control X. Now we will start building the image. Then before we have no images, you can verify it. Now we have Dockerfile. We are now using Docker build command. -t used to tag the image. -t flag. Yeah, you can keep flask paste. Then using -f flag, you can tell the location of the Docker file. Then you can keep the current directory. Now see, it has pulled the Python 3.11 lightweight image. As it is public image, it can directly be pulled. The second step is to create a working directory. Third step is to copy the requirement.txt, and fourth step is to install the previous step, like previous requirement.txt, and then fifth step is to copy app.py. It is the entry point of the application, and it is just exposing the port. Last command is to tell how the application start. Now you can see what are the images created. This Flask test is created. Now you can run the Docker image using docker run command, and you can also mention port forwarding, and also you can run it in detached mode. I'm passing the traffic from the browser, traffic from the 5000 port of the browser to the 5000 port of the host. That's how you remember it, right? B is to C. Then you can mention the image name, class test. Sorry, you can see our image our container is created. You can check using docker ps command. Yeah, our application is up and running. You can expose it using your ports settings. As it is not a default port, we have defined a custom port. Just enter custom port from here and access it. Yeah, it worked. Hello world from Flask. As it a sample application just for learning how Python applications can be Dockerized and how the static files can be rendered. You can see now, you can, when you push this image into any repository manager like Docker Hub or like any ECR, etc., you can directly pull the image and you can start executing the image. In the next video, we will learn how to push these Docker images into Docker Hub. Thanks.